The mining ship Pioneer drifted through the asteroid belt of System X-47. Captain Tom Walker stood on the bridge, watching his crew scan for valuable minerals. They were humans from Earth, far from home, just trying to make a living in space. "Captain, we're picking up something strange," said Lisa, the ship's scanner operator. Her fingers moved quickly over the controls. "It's not an asteroid. It's ... moving." Tom frowned and walked over to her station. On the screen, he saw several large objects heading their way. They were ships, but not like any human ships he had ever seen. These vessels looked organic, like they were grown rather than built. Dark purple flesh covered their hulls, and long tentacles stretched out from their sides. "Send a greeting message," Tom ordered. "All frequencies." Before Lisa could finish, the alien ships opened fire. Green plasma bolts slammed into the Pioneer's shields. The ship shook violently. "Shields at 60%. Shouted Mike from the engineering station. The view screen flickered to life. A creature appeared that made everyone on the bridge step back. It stood 8 feet tall, covered in thick scales that looked like armor. Its head resembled a mix between a shark and a spider, with multiple eyes arranged in rows. When it opened its mouth, 3 rows of teeth gleamed. "Humans," the creature spoke, its voice like grinding metal. "We are the Krath. We are the apex predators of this galaxy. We have hunted and consumed 1,000 species. You will be prey number 1001. Tom stood straighter. He had read about the Krath in intelligence reports. They were known across the galaxy as the most dangerous species alive. They hunted other intelligent life for sport and food. No one had ever survived an encounter with them. "This is Captain Walker of the human vessel Pioneer," Tom said calmly. "We don't want trouble. We're just miners." The Krath commander made a sound that might have been laughter. "Miners? Prey always makes excuses. We have destroyed warrior races. We have eaten the strongest beings in the galaxy. You soft, pink creatures will be easy meat." The transmission cut off. More plasma bolts hit the ship. "Return fire," Tom ordered. The Pioneer's laser cannons came to life. Red beams cut through space, hitting the Krath ships. To everyone's surprise, the beams barely scratched the organic hulls. "Their ships are healing," Lisa exclaimed. "The damage is repairing itself." Tom's mind raced. The Krath ships were getting closer. Their tentacles reached out, trying to grab the Pioneer. If those tentacles caught them, it would be over. "Mike, can you overload our mining laser?" Tom asked. "That's crazy, Captain. It could destroy us. Do it?" Mike's hands flew over his console. The mining laser, designed to cut through the hardest asteroids, began to glow brighter. The power readings climbed into the red zone. "Fire!" Tom shouted. A massive yellow beam erupted from the Pioneer. It was 10 times more powerful than normal. The beam struck the lead Krath ship and punched straight through it. The organic vessel split in half, its insides freezing instantly in the cold of space that the other Krath ships stopped their advance. On the view screen, the Krath commander appeared again. This time, its many eyes showed something new. Surprise. "Impossible," it growled. "No prey has ever destroyed a Krath vessel." "We're not prey," Tom said firmly. "We're humans. And we have a saying on Earth, 'Don't poke the bear.'" The Krath commander tilted its head. "Bear? What is bear?" "It's an Earth animal. Looks fluffy and cute. But if you threaten it or its cubs, it will tear you apart. That's what humans are like. We might look soft and weak to you, but threaten us, and you'll see what we're really made of." "You got lucky," the Krath commander snarled. "We will return with the entire fleet. You will learn what it means to face the galaxy's apex predators." The remaining craft ships turned and fled into hyperspace. Tom turned to his crew. They all looked shaken but proud. "Send a message to Earth Command," he said. "Tell them the craft have made contact. And tell them to prepare. Because if those things want to fight, humanity will give them one they'll never forget." 3 weeks had passed since the pioneers' encounter. The news had spread across all human colonies like wildfire. The craft, the galaxy's most feared predators, had threatened humanity. In the war room of Earth Command, General David Stone studied holographic displays with his advisors. The room buzzed with activity as officers analyzed every bit of data from the pioneers' encounter. "Their ships are biological," said Dr. Amy Ross, the chief scientist. "They regenerate damage. Our standard weapons won't be enough." David nodded. He was a veteran of the Mars colony wars, his hair gray from years of service. "What do we know about their hunting patterns?" "They're methodical," Amy replied, pulling up more data. "They study their prey first, learn weaknesses. Then they attack with overwhelming force. No species has survived them in over 3,000 years. Well, they've never hunted humans before," David said with a grim smile. "What's our advantage?" Colonel Jack Brown, head of Special Weapons, stepped forward. "Humans have something unique, General. We're persistence predators. Our ancestors on Earth didn't kill prey with strength or speed. They chased animals until the animals collapsed from exhaustion. We're built for endurance. The craft are ambush predators," Amy added. "They strike fast and hard. But if we can make this a long fight—" "They'll tire," David finished. "What about their biology?" Amy brought up scans from the Pioneer. "Their scales are incredibly tough. But look here." She pointed to joints and softer areas. "They have weak points. Their multiple eyes give them excellent vision, but it also means more targets. And their organic ships? That regeneration requires energy. A lot of energy. So we wear them down," David said. "Make them waste energy regenerating. Then strike when they're weak." "There's more," Jack said. "Humans have another advantage. We're the only species that weaponized splitting atoms. Nuclear weapons are banned by galactic law, but the craft already declared war." David stood and looked at the star map. Hundreds of human colonies spread across the galaxy. Billions of lives at stake. "Send word to all colonies," he ordered. "Activate the Fortress Protocol. Every human ship gets upgraded with new weapons. And dust off Project Hellfire." "Sir, Project Hellfire was discontinued as too dangerous," an aide said nervously. "The craft think we're prey," David said. "Time to show them that humans are the one species they should have left alone." Across human space, the preparation began. Factories that had produced mining equipment now built weapons. Scientists who had worked on terraforming now designed biological weapons, specifically targeting craft physiology. Every human, from Earth to the farthest colony, contributed to the war effort. On Mars, the shipyards worked day and night. The new battleships weren't pretty like the craft vessels. They were angular, armored blocks bristling with weapons. Humans built for function, not form. Captain Lisa Park stood on the bridge of humanity's newest warship, the Revenge. She had been chosen to lead the first strike fleet. Around her, 99 other warships prepared for hyperspace jump. "All ships report ready," her communication officer announced. Lisa looked at the tactical display. Intelligence had located a craft hunting pack preparing to attack a peaceful species called the Vel. The craft expected easy prey. They would find something else entirely. "Send message to all ships," Lisa commanded. "The craft have hunted the galaxy for thousands of years. Today, the hunters become the hunted. Today, they learn why humans are different." She paused, then added, "Our ancestors survived ice ages, predators, diseases, and wars. We didn't get to the stars by being weak. We got here by being too stubborn to die. The Croft want to add us to their list of conquered species. They're about to learn that humans don't go on anyone's list. The fleet jumped into hyperspace as one. In the void between stars, 100 human warships raced toward their first real battle with the galaxy's apex predators. Back on Earth, David watched the fleet disappear from his screens. He turned to his staff. Stage 1 initiated. Prepare Stage 2. If the Croft want to see humanity's teeth, we'll show them the whole set. In schools across Earth, children practiced evacuation drills. In hidden bunkers, scientists worked on weapons that would make the galaxy tremble. Humanity had been peaceful explorers and miners. But when threatened, they remembered what they truly were, the descendants of Earth's most successful predators. The Croft had made a fatal error. They had awakened the sleeping bear. Asterisk. The Vel homeworld spun peacefully in space, its blue-green surface unaware of the danger approaching. The peaceful, dolphin-like Vel had no weapons, no warships. They were philosophers and artists, exactly the kind of species the Croft loved to hunt. 20 Croft bioships emerged from hyperspace, their tentacles writhing in anticipation. Commander Grack stood on his bridge, his multiple eyes focused on the planet below. Beside him, his pack waited eagerly for the feast to begin. Prepare the harvesting pods, Grack ordered. Take the young ones first. Their fear makes the meat tender. His second-in-command, Track, made the Croft equivalent of a grin. The Vel will provide good hunting. Soft creatures. No claws, no weapons. They will run, and we will chase. Begin. The Grack stopped. His sensors detected something. Ships dropping out of hyperspace. Many ships, 100 human warships, appeared in perfect formation between the Croft fleet and the Vel homeworld. The boxy, ugly vessels looked nothing like the elegant bioships of the Croft, but they bristled with weapons. Humans! Track snarled. How did they know we would be here? A transmission came through. Captain Lisa Park appeared on screen, her face calm and determined. Croft Fleet, this is Captain Park of the Human Defense Force. The Vel are under our protection. Leave now or be destroyed. Grack laughed, a sound like breaking glass. 100 ships? We have destroyed fleets of thousands. You think your primitive vessels can stop the Croft? We don't think, Lisa replied. We know. This is your only warning. Grack cut the transmission. All ships attack. Show these humans what it means to challenge the apex predators. The Croft ships surged forward, plasma cannons firing. Green death filled space. But the human ships didn't move like prey. They scattered in perfect coordination, each ship covering another. Their armor absorbed hits that would have destroyed most vessels. Then the humans fired back. It wasn't the elegant energy weapons of advanced civilizations. It was brutal, primitive, and absolutely devastating. Railguns fired tungsten rods at incredible speed. Missile pods opened, releasing swarms of nuclear-tipped warheads. Laser grids created nets of death. The first Croft ship tried to regenerate the damage from a railgun strike. But before it could heal, 3 missiles hit the wound. The nuclear explosions tore the ship apart from the inside. Impossible. Track shouted. Nuclear weapons are forbidden. They're fighting like savages. Another Croft officer cried. Grack watched 2 more of his ships die. The humans weren't fighting with honor or rules. They fought dirty. When a Croft ship's tentacles grabbed a human vessel, the humans didn't try to escape. Instead, the caught ship detonated its entire nuclear arsenal, taking the Croft ship with it. Commander, they're jamming our regeneration frequencies. Track reported. The ships can't heal properly. Lisa's ship, the Revenge, led a spearhead formation straight at Grak's command ship. The Krath fired everything they had, but the humans kept coming. They used their damaged ships as shields for the intact ones, pushing forward relentlessly. "They're insane," a Krath officer screamed. "They're using their own dead as weapons." It was true. A heavily damaged human ship, its crew already evacuated, was on a collision course with Grak's vessel. The ship was a flying bomb, its reactor set to overload. "Evade," Grak ordered, but it was too late. The human ship slammed into his bioship's side. The explosion ripped through organic armor like paper. Grak's bridge shook violently, atmospheric pressure dropping. Through the chaos, Grak saw something that chilled him. The human ships had formed a sphere around his remaining fleet. There was no escape. "Krath Commander," Lisa's voice came through the static. "You have lost 14 ships. We have lost 6. But here's the difference. We have thousands more ready to die for our species. How many Krath are willing to die for yours?" Grak looked at his tactical display. His proud hunting pack was reduced to 6 damaged ships. The humans had lost ships too, but they fought like they didn't care about losses. Like they would gladly trade ship for ship until none were left. "You fight without honor." Grak spat. "Honor?" Lisa laughed. "You hunt peaceful species for sport. You eat children for the taste. Don't talk to us about honor. We fight to win. And we will win, whatever the cost. Retreat." Grak ordered, the word bitter in his mouth. No Krath had ever retreated from prey before. The 6 surviving Krath ships fled into hyperspace, leaving behind the floating remains of their Pac. Asterisk. The Krath Council Chamber had never known such silence. The massive hall, carved from the bones of 1,000 conquered species, felt cold for the first time. Overhead, trophies from countless hunts hung as monuments to Krath superiority. But now, those victories felt hollow. Supreme Hunter Voar stood before the gathered pack leaders. His ancient scales, marked by 10,000 years of hunting, seemed duller today. In his many eyes, something new flickered doubt. 14 ships lost. Voar's voice echoed through the chamber. To a species that only reached space 300 years ago. They fight like animals. Commander Grak protested from his position. His wounds from the battle still showed, refusing to heal properly. No tactics, no honor. They crashed their own ships as weapons. And they won, Voar stated simply. The council erupted in angry voices. Pack leaders who had never known defeat struggled to understand what had happened. Silence. Voar commanded. The room obeyed. "Show them, Grak." Grak activated the holographic display. The battle played out for all to see. The council watched human ships use tactics they had never encountered. When surrounded, humans didn't surrender, they attacked harder. When wounded, they didn't retreat, they became weapons themselves. "See how they move," Voar pointed out. "Not like prey fleeing, not even like predators hunting. They fight like something else. Something that doesn't care if it dies, as long as the enemy dies too." Elder Krev, oldest of the pack leaders, leaned forward. "In our entire history, we have never seen this. Even the warrior races of the Andromeda sector fought to survive. These humans, they fight to destroy." "There's more," Grak said reluctantly. He showed intelligence reports gathered from across the galaxy. Human colonies are turning into fortresses. They're building weapons that violate every civilized rule of war. Chemical weapons, biological weapons, something they call antimatter bombs. Surely the Galactic Council will stop them. A younger pack leader said. Voar laughed bitterly. "The Council?" The humans sent them a message. They said any species that sides with the Krath will be considered an enemy. The Council is terrified. They remember what humans did to themselves in their own world wars. What do you mean? Someone asked. VOR pulled up historical data about Earth. Before reaching space, humans fought wars that killed millions of their own kind. They poisoned their own air to kill enemies. They split atoms to destroy entire cities. They created diseases as weapons. And this was against their own species. The chamber fell silent again as the implications sank in. We made an error, VOR continued. We judged them by their appearance. Soft skin, no claws, no natural weapons. We didn't understand what they were. What are they? Elder Krev asked. Persistence predators, VOR explained. On their world, they hunted by following prey for days, never stopping, never tiring, until the prey collapsed. Their bodies are built for endurance, not speed. Their minds are built for patience, not quick kills. He showed more data. But that's not the worst part. Humans are social predators. They pack bond with anything, their pets, their machines, even their enemies sometimes. And when you threaten their pack, the display showed human history. Wars fought over single murdered individuals. Entire civilizations destroyed for revenge. Generations spending their whole lives planning retaliation for ancient wrongs. They don't just fight to eat or conquer, VOR said quietly. They fight for ideas, for revenge, for their pack. And they never, ever forget. Commander Grax stood. Supreme Hunter, what do you suggest? We cannot show weakness. A galaxy watches. Before VOR could answer, alarms screamed through the chamber. The main display showed hundreds of contacts dropping out of hyperspace near the Krath. Homeworld, 500 human ships appeared in perfect formation. But these weren't warships. They were cargo vessels, each one broadcasting the same message on all frequencies. Captain Park's face appeared on every screen. People of Krath Prime, this is Captain Park of the Human Defense Force. Those cargo ships contain a gift. Each one holds 20 tons of antimatter. If detonated, they will turn your star into a supernova. Your entire system will be destroyed in minutes. The council erupted in panic, but Park continued. But humans are not monsters. We are not you. So we offer a choice. End your hunting of intelligent species. Sign a treaty. Live in peace. Or die in fire. You have 1 hour to decide. The transmission ended. VOR looked at his council, seeing fear in eyes that had never known it. They would destroy a star? Elder Krev whispered. They would commit such an atrocity? Vada thought of the human captain's eyes. Cold, determined, absolutely willing to do what she threatened. Yes, he said simply. They would. *1. Year had passed since the Treaty of Krath Prime. The galaxy had changed in ways no one could have predicted. Admiral Tom Walker, promoted after his first encounter with the Krath, stood in the renovated Galactic Council chambers. Representatives from 100 species filled the vast hall. But now, there was a new addition: armed human guards at every entrance. The quarterly report on Krath compliance, Tom announced, reading from his tablet. All hunting of intelligent species has ceased. Their bioships have been converted to cargo vessels. Their warrior packs now work as protectors for the species they once hunted. The Vel ambassador, a graceful aquatic being, floated in her water-filled sphere. We confirm. The Krath have honored the treaty. They now guard our trade routes. Tom nodded and looked across the chamber to where Commander Grax stood with other Krath representatives. The once proud predator looked different now. Humbled, perhaps, but also curious. The humans have changed us, Grax had told Tom in a private meeting. We spent so long being the hunters, we forgot that evolution never stops. There is always a bigger predator. You were that predator. But Tom had shaken his head. That's where you're wrong. We're not predators. We're something worse. We're survivors. Now, in the council chamber, other species were speaking. The insectoid hive queens, the crystalline shapers. The energy-based luminous all had stories of human intervention. When pirates attacked our colony, the shaper ambassador chimed. His crystalline form ringing like bells, the humans came. Not for conquest, but to help. They asked for nothing in return. But they were so violent with the craft. A newer member species commented, "How can the same species be both protector and destroyer?" Dr. Amy Ross, now Earth's chief diplomatic scientist, stood to answer. Because humans are not one thing. We are contradiction. We can love with infinite compassion and hate with unlimited fury. We choose which based on how we are treated. She pulled up a display showing human ships across the galaxy. See these vessels? Half our medical ships, bringing aid to developing worlds. Half our warships, ensuring no species becomes the next craft. This is humanity, the hand that helps and the fist that strikes. Supreme Hunter VO, allowed to attend under heavy guard, raised a clawed hand to speak. May I share something? The chamber grew tense. Tom nodded permission. For millennia, the Kroth believed strength meant domination, Veor said slowly. The strong eat the weak. This was nature's law. But humans showed us something different. They showed us that true strength is choosing not to destroy when you have the power to do so. He looked at the antimatter bombs still orbiting Kroth Prime, now permanent reminders of human mercy. They could have destroyed us. Instead, they gave us a chance to change. No conquered species ever did that for their conqueror. Because we weren't conquered, Grak added quietly. We were educated. A young human diplomat named Ben stood up. There's an old Earth story about a lion and a mouse. The mouse saves the lion, proving that even the small can help the mighty. But humans wrote another version. In ours, the mouse has a nuclear weapon and explains to the lion why eating mice would be inadvisable. Nervous laughter rippled through the chamber. The council moved to new business. Trade agreements, colony rights, exploration zones. But everything had changed. Every negotiation, every conflict, every decision was now made with the knowledge that humans were watching. The humans have become the galaxy's police, the luminous representative observed, their energy form flickering thoughtfully. Is this good? Ask the 12 species saved from extinction this year, Tom replied. Ask the colonies that no longer fear raiders. Ask the Kroth, who discovered they could be more than killers. As the meeting concluded, Tom walked to the observation deck. Earth hung in space, blue and white and beautiful. Ships from 100 species came and went peacefully. Amy joined him. Do you think we did the right thing? We survived, Tom said, and we helped others survive. The Kroth thought we were prey. The galaxy thought we were weak. Now they know better. And if someone else threatens us? Tom smiled grimly. Then they'll learn the same lesson. Humans are nice until we're not. We're peaceful until we can't be. We're prey to no one. In the darkness of space, human ships patrolled. Not as conquerors, but as guardians. The galaxy had learned a valuable lesson. Humans would share the stars with anyone who came in peace. But those who came for war would find that the soft, pink creatures from Earth were the deadliest things among the stars. The fiercest beasts had met humans, and they had been given a choice. Evolve or die. They chose to evolve. Epilogue years later, historians would call it the human paradox. The species with no natural weapons became the galaxy's greatest warriors. The youngest spacefaring race became the protectors of the oldest. The ones who looked like prey became the apex species, but humans just called it Tuesday, because after all, they'd been doing the impossible since they first came down. From the trees, The stars were just the next frontier to make safe, and anyone who threatened that safety would learn why humans had survived everything Earth could throw at them, and now everything the universe could too. The end asterisk.